Josh and Zarif, you're here because of the movie Lonesome, and you're both nominated for Best Actor at Septimius Awards Amsterdam. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
How does it feel to be nominated?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's really something special. We were like, when the nominations came out, I told all my friends, and it was like immediately like we were superstars. All my friends were like screaming for me.
Yeah, it's always lovely to get recognised as well, especially for an indie Australian film as well.
Yeah.
So it's in the category of indie film. I saw the trailer and I thought that was mind-blowing as well. Could you tell us as an audience more about the film and the storyline of Lonesome?
Yeah, do you want to take it away?
Yeah, so it follows my character Casey, and he flees from a bad incident that happened in his hometown, and he makes his way to Sydney, where he meets Zarif's character Tib, and kind of kiss a lot.
A lot.
And he kind of like finds himself, yeah.
He finds himself like throughout the story, right? Yeah, okay. And how about you, Zarif? Could you tell us a bit more about your character?
Yeah, of course. Tib is like contrary to Casey. He's like a city slicker. He lives in the city. He's been there his whole life. He's a first-generation immigrant as well, you know, so his mum is still in Africa. So it was nice to dive into a story about a boy who is struggling in a city that is not built for him, you know what I mean? But still, he is finding a way to succeed and be successful and be joyous in the nature, you know what I mean? In how like alien that world is to him. And then of course, you know, finding Casey and watching him fall in love. It's really beautiful. It's really cool. I've always loved Tib. When I read him on the script, when Craig Borum, the director, sent us the script and I read him, I was like, this is such a cool character, you know? It doesn't really happen much in Australia where we'll have like characters like this written, so.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that Australia might be more open to the LGBTIQ+.
Absolutely. But I think having a black LGBTQIA, you know, character written on screen in like white Australia, it's insane. We even have like, to put it into perspective, we have a referendum at the moment that is putting Indigenous voice to Parliament. So that's like how little Australia is kind of in tune with black people and Indigenous people. So it's like, yeah, it was cool to see that character written.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Also, like, it's hard to make queer film in Australia regardless, in terms of funding and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's amazing that we made this film.
All the funding bodies make us work really hard
that
to
makes
like...
it even more impressive to begin with than knowing this background as well. And I was wondering, how was it for you, Josh, to read the script? What was your initial thought when you got the script?
Well, yeah, I love the script as soon as I read it. It's super queer, which I really love. Like lots of sex in an authentic way, which we don't really see much in queer cinema. And it really brought me back to my childhood as well, because I grew up in the country, and like Casey, the character, is a cowboy. So yeah, it was like kind of fun getting back to the roots. Yeah.
And how did you prepare for a role like that? Because it's not something small. It's a big script, right?
Yeah.
Prepare for something so intense with the authentic sex scenes in it, doing it in a tasteful manner, and representing a queer community and a black community. How did you prepare for it?
We kind of just threw ourselves into it, hey?
Yeah, absolutely.
There wasn't much thinking. We just knew that we had to do it, right?
Yeah, and we had like a lot of rehearsals as well, which was fantastic, especially for the intimacy scenes as well. We worked with an intimacy coordinator. So by the time we shot these like really hectic scenes, we felt really safe and knew exactly what we had to do.
And looking back on the movie, like, did you get audience responses, and how have they been so far?
They've been great. They've been really awesome. We're very popular amongst like young lesbians and queer youth, and a lot of
also old women as well.
And a lot of old women, which is pretty awesome. It's not the audience that I thought we'd reach, you know. I thought it'd be like gay men, because it's like a bunch of gay men on screen, but it's been nice. And I've gotten a lot of black people, you know, reciprocate that thing of like, this is awesome, we can see us on screen, which is nice.
It sounds so lovely. And representing, you know, the black queer community. How does that feel for you, Zarif?
Great! I love them. I love us. We're incredible, of course. No, it's nice, I guess. Yeah, it's brilliant. It's why we do what we do, really.
there's so many messages in the movie, but if you have to pick one, what was the message you were trying to deliver with your characters for both of you?
Oh, you want to go first?
Oh my
I
god,
know it's a
okay.
big question, right?
I think I already answered it. I think for me, visibility is just like, I guess, the main thing. I think about it a lot. I don't get to see somebody like me on screen very often, and who contains that multiplicity of, you know, their experience, and watching Tib be a gay black man with a big afro. Like, even to me, that means something, and I don't like watching myself on screen, you know what I mean? But I look at that, I'm like, that's awesome. Yeah.
I guess for me, this is going to sound really, really lame, but kind of like it gets better.
Period.
Like,
period.
If you know, especially I grew up in a country town, so I really related to the character's experience as well. But you know, if you get out of those situations, the queer community is amazing, and it's amazing getting to find yourself within that community as well. So yeah, and that's my takeaway, I think. Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's awesome.
And the story is set in Sydney, right? And that's for us non-Australians, or people who have never visited Australia. Do you think the location and the atmosphere affected your performance, or in overall storytelling? Did you think it added to have it in Sydney?
I mean, Sydney's kind of like the gay mecca of Australia. You know what I mean? It kind of is. I'm from Melbourne though, but I'm from Melbourne though, but I like a lot of my friends in Melbourne who are from Sydney as well. Like, there's so many landmarks in Lonesome that, like, as soon as you see, do you know what I mean? It's very like, you know, it's recognizable, like really iconic gay clubs. You know, things like that. So there's a lot of history within the locations we shot in as well.
But it's not the type of Australia that is like the Sydney Opera House or, you know, the Harbour Bridge. It's nice because, like, when my friends, or when Australians overseas who like haven't been to Australia in a very long time, when they watch that movie, they're like, the biggest feedback that I've gotten is like, oh my god, this is actually what Australia is. This feels like home when I watch it. Whereas the Australia with the Opera House and the Harbour Bridge, nobody in Australia really goes there.
No, so it's more like the tourist attraction versus authentic.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, there's actually a deleted scene where I'm in front of the Opera House. On the
Oh my
DVD.
gosh.
Did you know what we did?
I didn't see that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
We shot a whole scene in front of the Sydney Opera House. And, no, in front of the Harbour Bridge.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, and then it got deleted. Yeah, but it's on the DVD. So buy the DVD if you want to watch it.
Buy the DVD, girl.
Yeah.
Buy the DVD.
Buy the DVD of Lonesome.
Yeah.
Where can people buy the DVD if they want it?
So it's available. It's available. Like, you can rent it on Apple TV, Prime Video as well. And next year it's going to be on streamers as well. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah.
That's great.
Thank you.
I was wondering, what aspects of your characters, Casey and Tip, did you find most challenging to portray? Was there any challenge in it? Yeah, I know it's good.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good one, girl. I like that.
I guess for me, like, Casey's a cowboy from the country, and I think when we're queer and we're young, we have to like butch ourselves up just to be safe. So I think I found it really challenging to bring myself back to that, like, you know, making myself more like making my voice deeper, my mannerisms, you know what I mean, more masculine. Yeah, the character, yeah. But and you know, that's what we do as when we're young, you know what I mean, as queer people, yeah.
You have to do that. Mine's pretty much the same. I'm girly pop, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a little bit not the same as Tib at all, you know? He's very straight, he's very, like, conserved. Same thing as Casey, you know? It's kind of that thing of, we're flamboyant, we're fun, we're free, but these characters, they are so stuck in their, like, little world. So it's always a little bit hard to go back to that place, but I guess we can do that, yeah.
I think you did it brilliantly.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
You've both been nominated for Best Actor, so
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you were talking about the safety in Australia, being gay and masking it. Is that a thing actually, or?
No, Australia. We're really lucky. Like, Australia's been really, really progressive in terms of LGBTQI+ rights, especially when the world. If you look in America, you look in a lot of places in Europe as well, the world is actually turning backwards and regressing. And we're really lucky. We just had, over the last few years, we've had all key elections, and we've had the Conservative Party try to weaponize transgender people and stuff like that. And Australia has voted progressively at each election. So it's nice to know that, you know, when the world's going a bit backwards, we're, you know, heading forward still, which is great. Yeah,
it's nice to know that Australia still is a safe place, and especially Sydney being the mecca.
Yeah, truly.
But I mean, there is problems like you know, like anywhere. Like you have the neo-Nazis rallying.
Oh my God!
You know, on Oxford Street,
No, we
which is
do,
like
yeah.
the gay strip in Sydney. There's
But I
like
think it's a
neo-Nazi
last.
rallies
I think
and
it's a
stuff like that.
last-ditch effort from like the conservative side of Australia, which is very small compared to like other places.
Yeah.
It's just their last efforts to try and gain the control back, but the city is ours now. The city is for the gays.
Exactly.
Australia is for the gays.
ours.
Period. If you go there, everybody's like topless. They're kissing. We're like.
It's the best.
It's the best.
The best,
It's awesome.
And
Yeah.
that's how the world should be, right? We
Exactly.
should
Exactly.
represent
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah.
I was wondering, yeah, you kind of already answered it, but just for the audiences watching, is there anything you would like the audience, especially the younger queer generation, to take from the movie or from you and your experiences during the film? Is there a message for them?
This is probably not as deep as I like. You know, wait, I need to start again on my words. I'm mixing my words. Yeah, I the thing I love most about the film is that it's probably the sex in the film, which I think it's really authentic. It's how we have sex. You know what I mean? Whereas as we're seeing like more queer films being made and becoming more mainstream, it's often at the expense of that side of the film because it needs to be more palatable for a wider audience. Because still, even though we've come so far, a lot of people don't like seeing two boys have sex. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
Yeah. I would say be you. Be you, It's classic, it's cliche, it's tacky, but it's true, and it will stay true forever, and I think, if we could learn anything from Tib and Casey, it's just like, kind of go out there, be it, do it.
Yeah.
I had a personal question as well. Thank you for that message.
Yeah.
By the way, sorry. I can be so Dutch sometimes, like straightforward, go to the next question.
Nah, you're good, it's brilliant, it's brilliant.
Great, yeah.
So I did some research to prepare for this interview, and I found this review. Where one of you is described as very handsome, and the other one is described as very attractive.
Oh.
Could you guess which one is which?
Both.
Very handsome, really.
Period.
Very handsome and very attractive.
Yes.
Okay.
We have to pick what one's ours.
I think I'm attractive
I think
because
I'm
I'm
probably
femme,
handsome, yeah.
and I think you're handsome because you're like a classic like beauty. You know?
It's amazing to see your chemistry, even backstage.
Oh wait, when the cameras cut, we hate each other.
hate each other. Hey, I'm pushing him downstairs. I'm like throwing rubbish at him.
It's all an act. We're still acting.
Yeah,
We're still
exactly.
acting.
Yeah.
We'll be nominated next year for this performance.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome.
If that's true, you would win.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, Leslie, are there any upcoming projects? Or
Wait, hold on. Wait. So who was it? Who's attractive and who's handsome?
I don't know. You both are. I'm not going to answer that one. You both are.
Oh, wait, you didn't.
Wait, you don't know who that?
What? We want to know who's handsome.
Yeah, who's handsome and
attractive.
I'll have to look it up after the cameras go out.
Alright. Oh, okay. There we go. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll have to see when the cameras go off, and I'll tell you.
All right,
Yeah.
fair.
I mean, I get the review. It's all very true. And lastly, are there any upcoming projects or roles or anything you're excited about?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a very campy horror film coming out at South by Southwest in Sydney. Very exciting. By a 17-year-old at the time when she made the movie, trans filmmaker called Alice Mayer-Mackey. She is a trailblazer. Literally at 18, she's made like 5 or 6 feature films, and she's
iconic.
She's just like the voice of our generation. So if you're in Australia, if you can get your hands on South by Southwest somehow, it's called Satanic Panic.
Satanic Panic.
Yeah, it's a campy horror film about do you know what a chaser is? No, okay, that's okay. So a chaser is a straight man who has a fetish for trans women, and he is like on the down low, and he only goes after trans women. So the horror film is like chasers who are vampires or demons or whatever. They're demons, and they like chase and kill, and we try to kill them.
Oh,
yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I need to see that. Maybe I'll look up a way to watch that.
Yeah, by all means, or come to Australia, watch it there.
Hey, sounds great.
Yeah.
How about you, Josh?
I just wrote and made a short film, and Craig Borum, who directed the film, actually directed my short film that I wrote, so I'm very excited about that. We're just waiting to hear from festivals, and I'm also filming a movie overseas next year as well.
Period.
Ooh, can you tell us more about that, or is that still
Yeah, it's so it's going to be filmed in New York, and it's based on a play called Lurid, yeah, and it's about how they like lure gay men off Grindr in Russia and beat them and expose their lives to their family.
You've got to
and
have
stuff like that.
a Russian accent.
Got to have a Russian accent, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah. I'll be here next year, worst actor. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you guys so
Thank you
much.
so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
Thank you.